Hi, curious minds. Welcome back.
Mhm.
Today, we're really zeroing in on one specific observation, something that really jumped out from the material we looked at.
Yeah, exactly.
Our goal here is to sort of unpack what might seem like a small detail, but actually it tells us quite a bit about the wider crypto world.
Indeed. It's actually fascinating how just a concise statement can point to significant trends. And what really stood out, what we kept seeing, was this consistent point about one particular crypto asset, XRP.
XRP, right.
The material repeatedly flagged it as a, quote, most closely watched crypto asset.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that phrase, most closely watched. That alone kind of hints at something significant, doesn't it? Especially in a space that moves as fast as digital assets.
It really does.
It suggests like a huge spotlight is on it, a real focal point. But I guess for you listening in, the key question is why? Why XRP? What's making it so closely watched?
And that's exactly where the real meat of the insight is. The material we review doesn't just say it's watched. It gives us pretty clear reasons for all that scrutiny. A
Okay.
huge factor, mentioned again and again, is its, let's say, unique regulatory story. XRP has been right in the middle of those really high-profile legal dealings with the SEC.
Right, the SEC case, that's been ongoing.
Exactly. And these aren't just, legal fights for one entity. People see them as a kind of litmus test, a bellwether for regulatory clarity for the whole crypto industry.
Ah, okay, so every filing, every court decision, it matters beyond just XRP itself.
Precisely. Each development gets watched very, very closely because of those wider implications.
So it's setting a precedent, potentially. That makes sense. But beyond just the regulatory microscope, the sources also mention XRP's specific utility, right?
It did. Yep.
It's often framed as this bridge currency idea for financial institutions trying to make cross-border payments faster, cheaper. How does that play into it being so watched?
Absolutely. That potential for, real-world use in traditional finance is a massive point of interest. For institutions, for regulators, everyone's watching.
So it's not just theory.
Well, the sources suggest it's moving beyond theory. Major financial players are apparently keeping a keen eye on how XRP's tech might actually slot in to global payment systems.
Interesting.
So the watching isn't just speculation about price, it's really driven by anticipating practical adoption. The potential for a genuinely new way to handle international money transfers. And that definitely raises a big question. What actually happens when a digital asset starts to seriously bridge that gap between old school finance and this new decentralized world?
Yeah, that's a huge question. And for you, our listener, this really underscores XRP's kind of unique position. Understanding why an asset like this gets us so much intense focus. It gives you valuable perspective, right? It's clearly not just about hyper-popularity. It's about these fundamental things, the regulatory situation, the real-world application potential that are shaping where it might go.
Exactly. And that kind of focused attention, it usually means the asset is going through some significant changes, or maybe it's influencing its whole ecosystem in important ways. It just confirms XRP remains a key thing for many people in this space to keep tabs on.
So this isn't passive watching, like you said.
No, not at all. The material suggests it's very active monitoring. People are tracking its legal status, its tech development, its path towards wider use. It's like a continuous evaluation of its potential to either disrupt things or maybe integrate with the systems we already have.
Okay, so boiling it all down, what's the big takeaway here? Our look through this material seems to highlight one clear point. XRP really stands out. It commands this broad, continuous observation.
Right.
And that's driven specifically by these two big things. Its regulatory journey and its specific proposed use in cross-border payments.
Exactly. And, knowledge is really only powerful when you understand the context. Recognizing why an asset like XRP gets this level of attention is pretty crucial for grasping its current role and potentially its future impact on the digital economy.
So here's something for you to think about, to mull over. In this world that's changing so fast, where information just flashes around instantly, what does it mean more broadly when any single asset, or any innovation really, grabs such widespread, consistent attention from all different angles, legal, financial, tech?
Yeah, good question.
How does that collective focus actually shape its path forward, or how we perceive its value, not just in crypto, but maybe for any emerging technology? Something to chew on.